2. You're listening to the Heroes Power Hour presented by BlizzPro.com. Your hosts, Balrog fan Zexorus and DJ Tyrant. Welcome, everyone, to another jam-packed episode of the Heroes Power, episode number 52. I am DJ Tyrant. I am staying tight with my good friends, Balrog fan and Zexorus. Balrog fan, how was your week in gaming?
Pretty uneventful. We didn't have Cheer League this week because there was no, we didn't make the tournament, sadly. So, I mean, we didn't have a chance to make the tournament anyways because we joined so late, but, yeah, I mean, I played a couple games before today. I just kind of took the week off, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of what's going on right now, and I'm looking forward to those changes tomorrow. Yeah,
that's allowed. We all have our peaks and valleys in Heroes of the Storm. I mean, I was like that a few months ago. I think we all were like that a few months ago, and it is getting a little stale right now, especially if you looked at the European Championships. That was the most stale the meta has been in a long time compared to NA, at least.
I mean, these new heroes have had a big impact on the game in a way where it's kind of weird. I'm still adjusting. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the game right now. It's just my own personal thing, really.
Yeah, I hear you there.
I still love me some heroes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Zex, how about you? Have you been playing some heroes?
Here and there. I haven't had a whole lot of chance to play this week or last week. Mm-hmm. Mainly because every other game has consumed my attention at this particular moment. And Charlie's right. The meta is in a stale place right now, despite all the changes that have gone into it. So it's just like, I mean, obviously, you know, Heroes is still the game of choice at the moment, but like, I don't know. I got my hands on Broforce.
There you go.
That is just I don't know if it's the best worst game ever or if it's the worst best game ever.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm very comfortable with seeing how far Kalthus has fallen compared to how much Li Ming just like replaced him. I don't like the idea of that, like, just completely cut the legs off of one character and replace him with a different mage. It feels weird.
Yeah, he's been really just neutralized as far as competitive play and just play in general.
Yeah.
It's
he's
really kind of sad to see.
Win rates right now.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at that right now, and I'm a little worried Zul's going to get touched, to be quite honest. His win rate is really, really high up there. I think almost higher than Li Ming's at launch. Because she was at 58-59%, and I think maybe a little higher. I don't know. But Zul's at 60%.
His damage is pretty high for having a targeted lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's fun to play, but yeah, I mean, he's scary good.
And see, the thing about Zul to me is he doesn't even feel that good. Like, he doesn't feel he's beatable. Is the weird thing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't feel like he's this incredibly OP hero that needs fixes. Like, you're forced to commit to a build on him. You can't mix and match like you can with some heroes. Like, you can't. I don't know.
I guess the problem is he doesn't have an overall, like, there is no real weakness to his game, it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that targeted stun gives him so much like leeway to kind of do what he wants, whether he wants to lock one character down and outduel them. I mean, it's really hard to like trap a good Zul player, because if he sees the trap coming and stuns you out, the delayed stun kind of always buys him time to escape. I have a really hard time like getting to him. But I mean, he's a different kind of character.
Yeah, and then you have instances where you do get on him, and he just happens to have a really good support buy,
Yeah.
and then you just blow up the other team.
Yeah, his free shield feels like maybe it might be a bit much. Maybe that could get toned down a little bit and give him.
The damage on backlash or whatever it is, that needs to go down. That's 15% damage on a hero that basically you hit with a bone prison and then just run up to him.
Yeah.
So
that
needs to come down.
I mean, he's not. It's like you say, he's not. It doesn't feel like he's broke. It just. I don't know. There's something weird about it, and that just doesn't feel quite right. Like it's just a little too good. It's not like Li Ming where you can kind of instantly identify what's wrong with her, where her survivability and her range and her just complete kit for a mage, really. I mean, she doesn't have mana problems. She can reset her cooldowns quick. She does a lot of damage from a very far range. She's hard to pin down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of forced to fight around Zul's talents.
Yeah.
Like especially with Curse Rex. And if you're not getting the maximum effectiveness out of them. And that's where you start to lose games with Zul. So you're kind of just forced into a corner when you have him on your team because his damage output is absolutely incredible. But you have to wait for those cooldowns and you have to wait for the right moment to get the most out of those talents.
I mean, you watched a lot of the European scene this weekend, Jimmy. What did you see, going on with the pro scene? Because I'm never sure anymore. I just don't make time to watch the matches.
I actually didn't get to see too much. I mean, I saw the finals, just because it was on at a little bit of an early time for me. But, I mean, it looked pretty standard. There weren't any really crazy picks. I mean, the only one that was kind of crazy a little bit was Dignitas actually baited a Cho'Gall pick from My Insanity in the finals and literally just counterpicked it. It was kind of funny. They who'd they ban out? They banned out someone that prompted.
Please tell me it was a Cho'Gall or a Nubrek Stitches.
Yeah, I think it was a Nubrek that they banned out themselves to bait the Cho'Gall pick from the other team. And,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, and they just decimated them. It wasn't a particularly close match. And yeah, the way that you worked it from just looking at the scores, it was a lot more one-sided than NA. There were not a whole lot of game threes.
It's fairly interesting. Just looking at what's going on with a lot of these heroes right now, it's so different, and it's a bit of an adjustment. The fact that Morales has kind of become the go-to support at this point too for a lot of players when they're playing quick match, it's a bit frustrating to see her as good as she's doing because she keeps teams in fights that they have no business being in still. Her healing is really high all the time, and she can mitigate 2 people's damage by herself. And if you can't get to her, it's brutal.
Yeah, like that, and that's what I've been saying for a few weeks now. Is just Morales is just pretty much the ultimate post stomp hero. She just combines well with typical quick match heroes you run into.
Yeah,
because you're gonna run into the same things over and over and over, and Morales just complements it. You're always gonna run into a Vala or a Rainer or some kind of auto attacker who's just gonna greatly benefit from it.
I feel like ever since the release of Li Ming 2, I have a hard time getting to Morales because I feel like I have to eat so much damage to even get close to her anymore because she's always there behind her.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it tough. We're going to see more balance changes tomorrow, and we can kind of jump into that here. I mean, who are they targeting here? It's Falstad and Li Ming. I know are getting targeted for sure.
But is Falstad really what do you think they're going to go with Falstad? Do you think they're going to give him more buffs or?
If I had to guess, I think they're going to up the cooldown on his Gust ultimate. I think we see a lot of that now. Like it's pretty
It's
much gone to the go-to pick for him, and it's on a pretty low cooldown for how effective it's being used as like a disengage or a reposition or.
yeah, it's definitely one of the biggest just disengages in the game. I feel like, because I mean, if you plan it right, you're disengaging their entire team.
Yeah.
The ones that I'm really interested in, it seems like we're gonna get some changes to Greymane, and I don't know what they're gonna do with Greymane.
Well, they're probably going to buff his other skills because the Gillian Cocktail build is pretty much the go-to build. It puts out an incredible amount of damage.
It just feels like he's in a pretty good place, so I'm surprised. Like, I remember when Vala was in a really good place, then they changed her around and but they got rid of her battle momentum, I think.
Yeah, but she's still in a good spot. She's not like she still gets picked competitively. She's not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bad.
that's the one I'm
So-
surprised about
Yeah.
the most. Is they said, oh, Vala is going to be one of the ones that receives a large amount of changes. I'm like, what are they going to change? I mean, she's kind of middle of the road, but I mean, she still sees play fairly often, just throughout tournaments and stuff like that. I mean, I always talk about this on Heroes Hype whenever we cast a game with her. Her damage is really sneaky. It just adds up over time, and all of a sudden you have Vala leading the charts in hero damage.
Yeah. She's always scaled very well into the late game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious. Yeah, I am curious to see what they'll do with her as well. Abathur is going to be touched up.
There's probably going to be a monstrosity rework again or something like that.
It's always
Because that
interesting.
thing is violently underpicked.
Yeah.
Just because you get so much more utility out of Ultimate Evolution. You know, why take a split pushing talent when you can absolutely just have two Li Mings on the field?
And honestly, Abathur can split push by himself almost late game,
Yeah.
just with the nest and whatnot. So he doesn't really need the monstrosity most of the time.
I think Zagara is going to get nerfed. I think the creep vision is going to get nerfed a lot. Like, I think the radius is going to get reduced because that is just too game.
That would not surprise me at all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely going to be what's targeted for her. I believe so, too. Maybe take down some of her Hydralith damage as well to mitigate some of her early game presence. Because she's so strong in the early game.
Sorry to step back again real quick, but someone brought up a good point in chat. Do you think Abathur's mines are going to get changed at all?
No. I don't think Abathur's mines are the problem. I see where I see where he's going with that. They're probably going to fix some interactions. Like, it really sounds like they're going to fix Falstead flying over them and detonating them.
Yeah.
But I don't think the slowing mines are the problem. I think the split pushing talents are the problem.
It should be interesting because it said of those listed, Artanis, Falstad, and Vala will receive the largest number of changes. So whatever they're doing to Abathur, Zagara, Li Ming, Greymane, Karazim, and Sonya, it's all going to be minor. And I feel like most of those characters are probably going to see themselves tuned down, with the exceptions of Karazim and Sonya. I think they'll probably receive some sort of buffs that make them a little stronger at what they do. Because Sonya is still very viable. She's sitting in a comfortable place. They might actually nerf her. Now that I'm talking about it out loud, I mean...
Yeah, look at how high up she is.
She's
relatively high up, considering...
I always have success when I play her. Like, she's randomly got, like, some of my highest win totals, and I don't play her a lot, but I've played her at least 30 or 40 times now, and it's just... I win a lot with her because she's good. She just doesn't...
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have no idea how they're going to rework Artanis, though, since he's one of the big three that's going to get fixed. I don't know how to make that dude better.
Yeah, just more life. I mean, if you just gave him more life, he'd be such a pain in the butt.
Well, I mean, still, like, I don't know. It's just really easy to put him out of position if you know what you're looking for.
Yeah. I mean, a
You
good
know?
Arcanist doesn't allow that to happen, though. He doesn't like freely use the switch like some of the bad ones do.
Well, I'm not even talking about that. I mean, his
The
blade
Q,
dash.
yeah, the blade dash.
The
So
Q, the
easy to
Q.
get out of position there.
Yeah, like you think you're being slick, and going for that last hit, and then oops, you accidentally ate a stun. And now you're sitting behind a fort, eating them shots like candy,
Yeah.
big balls of candy.
I'm just surprised to see like where we're at right now. Like it feels like some of this stuff just doesn't add up. Like the Sergeant Hammer is sitting at like a very favorable win percentage. I feel like I never see her except when she's really good on a few maps.
Hmm.
But she's picked pretty highly. I mean, she sees a lot of play apparently, just not in like the competitive scene at all. So like, is something wrong with Sergeant Ham? Like, that's the problem I always have when it comes to balancing, because what you see in the pro scene is not what you see when you play this game for fun.
Yeah.
So, what the approach they take? What is it more to balance for the pros, or is it more to balance for the common Joes like us?
It's a delicate balance. I think
Yeah, it
based
is.
on these the heroes listed here, this is very much targeted at the pro scene, I feel like. Because Zagara, while she is a problem for us plebs, she's like infinitely more a problem at the top level. Because, I mean, for a MOBA that has no wards at all, giving a hero the ability to place wards as part of her toolkit, it kind of just skyrockets her value.
Yeah. Yeah, and someone in chat, Wadset said maybe they're just going for getting the balances ready for Korea, because, I mean, I assume a lot of these characters are popular in the Korean meta.
Well,
so, talking about that, go ahead, Jimmy. I'll throw my.
Yeah, he was just alluding. I think they were just alluding to the grand finals in Korea that are happening in a month. That will be the teams that qualified from NAEU all over the world. There's 12 teams there, so I mean that'll be really interesting to see how the meta is there, because, like you were saying, the Korean meta is pretty diverse compared to NA. I feel like, from what I've seen, I haven't studied it a whole lot, but I am vaguely familiar with it.
Zach, you want to? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we've got Korea coming up. We have about 50-ish heroes in the game so far. I think we have like 52 heroes.
Something
available.
like that, yeah.
So, is it time to introduce a third ban?
I think it's very close to time for that. I mean,
Because
yeah.
just think about that. If you have a third ban, that shakes everything up, because now you have, those second stage picks are now second, third bans, which makes you pick other heroes, obviously. So,
Yeah.
like,
I think the thing that you have to worry about a little bit. I don't think this would actually happen, but like, what if everyone used all those bans on supports, and all of a sudden there's just like, you're in the dumpster tier for your supports.
then that raises the question: do we change the playstyle? Do we load up on damage and just blow that crappy support up, or do we risk it, or do we do double support and deny them a support?
Mm-hmm.
I think now's the time to introduce that third ban. Because if I remember International 1, there was about 62 heroes for Dota 2.
And there were 3 bans, right?
There was 4 bans.
4 bans, yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm thinking it's about time to where we need to start
seriously considering it.
and seriously needs to think about it happening, because the hero pool is getting larger, and I think that's helping contribute to the stale meta at the moment.
Well, that, and I mean, you don't see bans when you play Hero League or rank. So there is no real way to like enjoy that kind of like control of the meta where you can actually get some balanced team picks. It's
True.
all like first pick. Like I played some Hero League today before the show, and I was just utterly disgusted with how it it went. I mean, there's no control over what happens, especially when you're just playing by yourself.
Yeah,
we need
I
to
don't
see
know.
some of those bans.
But one of the things of it is what happens in the competitive scene kind of shakes down into Hero League.
Yeah.
And you might see team comps that now work where you didn't think they were going to work before, and now it'll kind of bleed into the ranked scene on inside the game itself. So
I'm a little bit surprised there's no Zool changes. I wonder what they're going to do with Li Ming. It's going to be interesting for the most part. Falstad, I'm curious what they're going to do the most with him too, just because it does feel like he's pretty balanced. I don't think there's much wrong with Falstad.
the only thing
Yeah.
I think of is Gust. Like, that's legitimately. They're probably going
Do
to
you-
lower the cooldown on Hinterland and up the cooldown on Gust.
Do you think that seems to be what they've tried before though, and it really didn't change a whole lot? I'm almost wondering, do you think they might up his cooldown on his Z to fly around the map?
That's possible.
Make his mobility
I mean,
less valuable?
if they do that though, they really hinder him because he
I
moves
know.
kind of slow without it. You know.
Yeah, I don't think that would be. That would almost destroy him, because
Yeah.
his high mobility is what makes him good. I mean,
Mhm.
Granted, he's got barrel roll, but
Yeah, but you're not going to use that to move across the map. You're saving
and
that
they
for a
did
fight.
just recently increase the cooldown on Hinterland, so I'd be surprised if they brought it back down again, but who knows. I mean, we see all these like little changes to heroes that are inconsequential. Like they did that, they changed Arthas's summon Syndragosa, they upped that, you know, like I don't really understand the process they're doing right now because the game feels like it's in a weird place, especially when you're just solo playing it. It's a tough game to play unless you're with like a group of people, I find lately.
Yeah, I agree. And unfortunately, I think that's just kind of the nature of this genre a little bit. That it's just, it's not going to be nearly as fun solo playing, I think.
Yeah.
Let's talking about upcoming changes. Someday I'll speak pretty. How about Tracer?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Let's talk about Tracer a little bit.
yeah, so we've known about Tracer since BlizzCon last year, so this is about 5 months now that we've been kind of waiting for any news about it. There apparently was, I believe, a Game Informer article about Tracer, and let's just go out
Did you
and
say
say
Game
that
Informer?
I think it was Game Informer, was it? Yeah.
Let me pull up my digital issue.
Yeah, and I think the most exciting thing about it is she has access to her ultimate at level 1. So, in the spirit of Blizzard doing weird things like Cho'Gall, we're going to have a hero with their ultimate available at level 1.
Wow. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
And instead of the ability of acquiring an ultimate at level 10, she gains the ability to refine her pulse bomb, which increased radius and a slow effect, a boost in single target damage at the cost of area effect, or extended range and easier charging.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have a chance to pick an alternate
Yeah.
ultimate. You are given this ultimate. Deal with it.
Pretty much.
I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest.
It's her signature pulse bomb attack.
The 3 days I got to play Overwatch, I never used Tracer. I would have rather had Lucio in there.
Yeah, it's basically a little sticky bomb, does an explosion in an area. So I'm curious how close it'll be to that.
Or at least give me Diva.
Yeah. She's similar to kind of Tychus in the sense that she can move and shoot at the same time. I know that's part of Tychus's toolkit. And what they were saying is it's almost pulled basically from her Overwatch kit itself. So I'm wondering, yeah, it looks like the time recall stuff will be there. That's going to be really weird to see on a MOBA, where she kind of just warps back to where she was a few seconds ago.
And I like the description they use, where she's a mobile ranged assassin that can be built out with her talents to become a glass cannon, a persistent poker, or a crowd control specialist. I like the idea of that when a character has 3 builds. I like it better when they're viable. It's one of the reasons I've always, I'm not a good Vala, but I really appreciate that Vala is in this game. And I hope Tracer's design is kind of like that, where she has that ability to go, a few different paths and really sort of be unique to the player that's using her.
Yeah, and for those curious about what I'm talking about, what we're talking about, there's the Reddit thread there. The issue went live today for digital subscribers for Game Informer, and someone was kind enough to take a screenshot of it for us, so you can check it out in that Reddit.
And one of the descriptions of her thing is you'll be reliving some of those epic Overwatch moments where Tracer can triple blink into an engagement, drop off a devastating pulse bomb, fire off some rounds, and then recall through time back to safety before the opponents can even react.
That doesn't sound fair at all.
It doesn't.
That sounds like something that's going to make me punch my monitor. One of them.
Yeah, one of your monitors. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not gonna react one way or the other strongly. It does sound like she'll be fun though, which I'm all for having fun heroes, as long as they're competitive.
Yeah,
I have fun with Chen, and he's not really competitive still. I mean, he's niche, but he's not competitive. Like, you're not gonna fight over him unless you're that one team. Ban him.
yeah.
So I'm still salty about that.
Yeah, I hear you there. But yeah, and we got kind of a teaser of what Trace is going to be. He does sound kind of scary, being able to just blink in, drop her ult, and rewind out. That is definitely going to be interesting to see how they balance that out. I'm very curious to see how that balances out.
And this isn't a Blizzard Blue post, by the way. This is just a Game Informer article. So, just to clarify, this isn't like straight from Blizzard's mouth, or definitely the definite thing that we will see when she drops. But information's starting to leak out, which is always a good thing, and it's always a sign that a hero's close to come. And I found in this game, especially, a lot of the leaks have been pretty close to like the exact truth of what you get.
Yeah.
I mean,
they haven't been too far off from reality.
Yeah.
So let's take wild stabs at who we think's gonna come out next.
I mean,
who do you want to come out next?
As far as like, I don't know. We need another support. We need somebody who like disrupts other supports better too. Somebody who has the ability to soften the healing that the other support is putting out. Not with like great burst heals like all the rest or like great sustained heals like the rest of the popular support picks, but someone who can kind of put a stop to the healing that the other team is doing while offering their own brand of like minor healing. Who that would be, I don't know.
Moatsit
Anduin
says Mephisto. But would Mephisto really be a support in that group?
Oh, I don't think
so.
I don't think he was saying that as far as like being a support. Just saying like Mephisto's who he wants.
I can get behind getting the brothers 3 together.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And just finish up the Abomination as Diablo.
Oh my gosh! There you go.
Let's just get Duriel out there too while we're at it.
I'm almost
That's Mephisto's ultimate. Summon Duriel.
Yeah,
kill automatically kills any Diablo heroes on the other team.
I'm almost wondering maybe a D2 Paladin might be kind of an interesting pick because they definitely play.
We have
different.
Johanna.
I know, but I mean, have it be a support and it provides different auras to your group nearby, and I don't know, something a little different in that realm. But I do agree with Charlie. We do need another support.
Yeah, we do. I'm still waiting for Zamora to come out and Zul'jin.
And what could they possibly do?
Really obscure.
I mean, what could they possibly do to fix the supports that are in the game right now? Because, I mean, not Rexar, Rhaegar is still really high up there.
Yeah. I think it's just the fact that they can put out so much healing and those timed, the sustained healing of Morales and the burst healing of Rhaegar are just very high, and they can either change or nullify the aspects of a team fight in a way that I'm glad Zool has access to, like, healing mitigation, but it doesn't really come till 20. So
yeah,
we need some of that offered to teams in an earlier setting in the game to counter that. And I think I really do like the idea of a support who does it. Someone who's not, a great healer, but has the ability to slow down those heals.
The anti-support?
Yeah, the anti-support. I've also always wanted the Druid from Diablo 2. Those guys were cool. The ones that could turn into, like, werewolves and...
Yeah.
You mean Greymane?
No, Greymane's a Worgen. That's different.
Oh.
How's it different? Let's split hairs here, Charlie.
Well, they're basically like shamans where they can shapeshift into the werewolf, or they can shapeshift into a bear, I believe, or they had elemental spells. So...
You know what? I'm not going to drag this show down. I'm not going to be that guy. I refuse to do it.
You're not gonna go down that path.
I think that would be pretty cool.
I will agree with you. The druid idea, but like, aren't there popular like night elves from Warcraft?
Nobody likes night elves.
Yeah, you're right. Illidan's kind of stupid.
No, they have the big three with Malfurion, Tyrande, and Illidan. I mean, Illidan's like, he's more of like a night elf turned corrupt by the Nagas or whatever.
Well, what about Sylvana? She was a night elf.
Yeah, who got turned by the Lich King. No, was she
No.
a night elf or was she a blood elf?
No, she
was a night elf?
Yeah.
Okay. Been a while since I played Warcraft 3. I always liked that story mode, though. But, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of options. It's more about what needs to be entered into the game, because they could slap a face on any of these kits and it's fine,
Yeah. I still want Dahaka just because I want the interaction between him and Abathur. Like, there's some lines for Dahaka and Abathur, and there's something special.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Half is saying that Sylvanas is a high elf.
There we go. I'm so bad.
All I care about is Tyrande does squats.
Yeah. Maybe one of those giant Fel Reavers, or a starship, or a battle cruiser from StarCraft.
There you go.
Just bring a plane to this game now. Why not? Get real crazy with it.
Why not a wraith?
Right. Yeah.
There we go. I would buy
Right.
that. Day one.
But there's no
wait.
real characters that pilot those that have any significance, right?
You could go with Goliath and Alan. What's his name from Brood War?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he had his own little storyline in there. Alan Schlezer.
Goliath.
The name, I don't know. It escapes me right now.
Everybody always wants Edmund Duke.
Yeah.
Screw that. Alan Shazar.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Like, actually, that's not a bad idea, come to think of it.
Yeah, I mean, it would be pretty cool to have a have a Goliath in the game. I'd like to see more StarCraft represented, and not just by the like main characters.
Yeah.
'Cause the units are really what bring the flavor to that game.
Yep.
Because I mean, let's be honest. Is Lily even a main character? Is
No.
she yeah, yeah. Let's go through. I mean, real quick. Let's think. You know, Nova's not a main character. She's a main side character. She's like a side chick, but she's not a main character.
Yeah. Well, she is getting her own story coming up soon, so.
Well,
Yeah.
that's only because like everybody's like, we remember StarCraft Ghost, you jerks.
Yeah.
That's the only reason she's getting it. Did you ever hear of Lunara beforehand?
Nope.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. It's more about the kits, I guess, for me. I just want to see balanced kits come in. I do like that they're coming in overtuned right now, but it also like I don't know. It makes the game weird. Like when I can't believe that how strong the last two heroes have been to immediately be like the best heroes in the game.
Yeah, it's been a little crazy, to say the least.
Yeah. Like I think to kind of shift again. I think with how stale the meta's been getting here recently, I think we're due up for several weeks of patching again.
Yeah, there's definitely got to be a Zool patch next week. I'm sure
I
they're
don't
waiting
think
to see
they're
if the dust settles a bit, but
I think we'll see a Zul patch in 2 weeks, not next week. Like I'm not even that good with them. Like and
Your
I
your
still don't
10,000 views good enough.
apparently. Like, I still don't understand how that clip took off so hard, even with you posting it on Reddit. Like that just confused me.
Mm-hmm.
But like he doesn't. I don't feel like any of his nerfs are like any potential nerfs are needed. Like he's in that sweet spot. You know,
Yeah,
where-
I mean, that's what
where
I'm
he's
feeling like, too.
He's impactful, but he's not broken. Like people are using him right. Like for some reason, like I just feel like people are understanding how to effectively use Zool in a team fight. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we've glossed this over for a while, but Just a Joke Junkie is back into HOTS, and she's sad about the changes to Vala because that's who she's playing the most right now.
Yeah. And,
She can't.
unfortunately, yeah.
She
Unfortunately,
feels-
that's the way with MOBAs. Is you have to get used to that. I mean,
Yeah.
poor Balrog fan had that happen with Diablo.
I had that happen with me with Chen.
Yeah.
Like I was perfectly happy with my dumpster tier Chen and nobody knowing how to handle it except for me.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm gonna change Chen, and it's like, no, please don't.
yeah, I've been kind of the characters I like playing have slid quite a bit to the bottom, and you still see them, but I don't play in that type of scene very often. But especially pertaining to like Uther and Tychus and Chassidar, I can't solo queue as those guys anymore. Like you can't just play them and enjoy them, and they're
It's
three
like
of my favorites. So
Like solo queue support's like the worst thing ever
yeah,
because like
It's
if-
pretty
if-
savage.
yeah, like they will blame you for any idiocy they commit.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Ellendon just jumped in 1v5. Where's my healer? Come
Yeah.
on, noob heal.
I don't
so
find
true.
that to be the case so much as just like I have no impact on the result of the game. I can do everything right, and it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, that's the problem with playing. And then Tychus has just been poor for a long time now. I'm so surprised Tychus has sat where he's sat for as long as he has since the balance changes, where they changed the scaling.
Yeah, and they
See,
haven't
just-
touched him at all. Like,
He can't do
why?
anything.
He's awful.
The Gazlo changes as well. Sylvanas has just been steadily falling for a while as well. She has a silence arrow going for him. That's about it anymore. Her wave clear is decent, but overall, I don't know. I'm surprised to see like these heroes going untouched and all these reworks like hitting various heroes that are still picked.
Yeah.
I don't know if there needs to be kit reworks or what, but
Just remake the entire game.
yeah, there you go.
Let's just start it over from scratch. Just call it Overwatch, so I'll at least have access to it.
There you go.
No, actually, no, I'll probably lose access somehow.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you'll be
gosh.
uninvited.
Yeah. I've bought every hero in the game, yet I no longer have access to it.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
I would try.
So I think we're probably going to do a short show this week. There wasn't much to really dive into unless anybody else wants to add something.
I'm fresh out of ideas right now.
Yeah, I mean it was a really slow news week. Besides
I wanted
the
to talk
Tracer.
about.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's all that came across. Tracer, and then there was the European finals. Finals that it's really watched. So
Yeah, I mean we can talk a little bit about the stats, but I mean it wasn't that exciting. I mean the least surprising thing of all was that Rhaegar was involved in 100% of games, banned or picked. Not a huge surprise there. And Dustin Browder answered a bunch of tweets apologizing for there not being bans in the game. That's
look,
that's pretty much it.
Complaining. Yeah, that's all he does is he apologize. Hey, Dustin, how about answering some questions people fire, like actual questions that people fire at you that aren't the same question? Like, I want to know when we're gonna get like a friend observer mode, like in Dota, where I can just click on someone and spectate that game. Like, I would love that. I would use that more than anything. Put the games on like a 2-minute delay or something.
Yeah, seriously.
But, like, here he is. He's like scraping knees on the ground for these people who are just complaining about stuff that he's already answered. And that just drives me bonkers. I'm like, dude, there's people who are asking you legitimately good questions. Not just me, just like other people as well. They want to know, like, about the workings of like what goes into decision making and stuff like that. And you have this beautiful opportunity. I've never seen someone as responsive as Dustin is on Twitter. You know? Like, that's fantastic. I love that. I love that he interacts with the community, but he's interacting with all these people who are just crying and whining and why don't you have bans? You know, like there's other and better questions people are asking, and I know you see them, Dustin. Answer them.
Yeah, I just it's such a tough position to be in because I'm sure he can't say a lot of things. I don't envy him. Yeah, I don't envy him.
His position. Like, the fact that does he have hair left?
No.
Oh, that's why. He's like torn it all out at this point.
I think
from having to deal with the same crap like week after week. Like, he gets on Twitter. And,
oh my gosh, yeah, poor guy.
I love you, Dustin. You're the man.
But he is. He's super passionate about the game, and
he is.
I think he, of all people, understands the frustrations that people have with this game. So
yeah,
hopefully we'll see.
I went off on a little bit of a rant there. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But yeah, did we want to close it out there? I think we'll check us out tomorrow though if you're around, because we will be talking about the patch that's going to drop tomorrow. Because we don't really have details besides what we talked about today, or they were hinting at who's going to be changing. That should be around 4:30, 5 o'clock Pacific time that we'll be doing that. I don't know who all will be there. I know it'll be Zex and myself. Charlie, I don't know if you're going to be there, but we'll have you on if you're available. And
yeah, I think I'm good for that.
Okay.
And yeah, so thanks for checking us out. And we'll be doing some games right after this, so patrons always get first dibs getting into our games, and we'll be starting those in a minute. Make sure you check out patreon.com/heroespower if you wish to support us. as there are related costs to running the show, and we're doing it out of love for the Heroes community. And make sure to stay tight.
Stay tight.
Stay tight, everyone.
Alrighty.